evening, everybody. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Welcome to Ocean Travel Talk. So glad that everybody is here. Cindy is not here. Unfortunately, she's got her work again, but she's been gone all last week with her training and everything. So trying to get caught up on everything this week's been kind of hectic, but she apologizes that she is not able to be here this evening because she really wanted to be here. But welcome, everybody, and glad you're here. And we are so excited. We have a fantastic show for you this evening. We have a power couple in YouTube on the show tonight, and I cannot wait to bring them up in just a couple minutes. But I'm just really, really ecstatic. Quick, want to say hi to everyone in the chat. Then we're going to bring them up. And if you have any questions for the couple, just type the word question first and then ask your question, and we will pass that along to them. If you have any questions for Mike and Michelle, cannot wait to bring them up in just one moment. But we're going to say hey to House of X. Welcome in. Glad you guys are here. And Cindy and I are going to be on there live on Friday night. I believe it's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check in with House of X. We are going to be on there. Cannot wait for that. We've got Sea Lake Journeys is in the house. Welcome in. Chet, maybe Robin, but hopefully you are having a wonderful day and hopefully everything is going good with you. We've got Luvy'S Fat Life is in the house. Welcome in, guys. And we've got Felicia from SCT Adventures is in the house. Welcome in, Felicia. Can't wait to see you guys in less than 2 weeks. We've got the booze cruise coming up. Cannot wait for that. We have started packing, but like I said before, we will finish packing probably about 2 hours before we head to the airport the way we go. But we'll see. Hopefully we'll do better this time. And then we've got Sherry with Destination Fun in the house. Sherry had a live tonight. Was a lot of fun and was asking questions because she is actually getting ready to get on a ship that we'll be talking with Mike and Michelle about because they're on the same cruise, the Celebration for the Non. And so we'll probably talk about that a little bit, but welcome in, Sherry. And we've got Ross with Orange Cone Vlog. Welcome in, Ross. Glad you are here. Hopefully everything is going well with you, sir, and you are having a wonderful evening. And we've got Mike Clock from Clock's Family Adventures is in the house. And hey, we've got Chris is in the house. Our cruising buddies out of Texas. We'll be seeing them in a few months. We're going to be on the Jubilee together here in a little bit. So welcome in, Chris. And Denise with Bone Tire Travelers is in the house. Welcome in, Denise. And we've got the mod of all mods. Meg is in the house along with, I don't know if Danny's in here right now, but welcome in, Meg. Glad you're here. Says she is finishing up working and listening. So welcome in, Meg. Hopefully you are having a wonderful, and there she is. Danny D is in the house. Says, hey, Sherry, sorry I wasn't chatting in your stream. Mom was doing her nails. Well, that's all right, Danny. We are so glad you are here with us this evening also. So hopefully you're having a wonderful evening. And she says, blanket hi to everybody. And we've got Mr. Bill with Armstrong Adventures in the house. And we've got Marjorie. And we've got Cal L. Daly is in the house. So welcome in. Hopefully you are having a wonderful evening. All right, guys, I'm going to stop her there. We'll try and say hey to more people, and I'll be monitoring the chat as we are talking, but I am so excited to bring this couple up. I'm going to bring them up right now. So we've got Mike and Michelle.
Hey, how are you doing?
How are you guys doing this evening?
Doing well.
We are getting very excited about our cruise coming up with Destination Fun, Sherry, and her better half, or maybe she's the better half.
We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but she asked me to ask you a question, Mike. And that question is, will you join her? Will the two of you join her for barbecue on the Celebration?
We actually already have planned barbecue not one night, but we will definitely try it again. This may be our last time trying barbecue on a ship with Carnival anyway. It's not been the greatest of experiences so far, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, I've heard you talk about many times that you're not very impressed with barbecue in general on cruise ships.
No. Now in Charleston, they do have some good places to eat in Charleston, South Carolina, before you go on a cruise ship, but
yeah,
it's just not good. Yeah.
Nice.
Guy Fieri just needs to give that up.
I'll tell you, I don't know a whole lot about barbecue, although we went to go visit our daughter who lives in Texas, and her boyfriend's dad took us to some barbecue. I believe it was in Arlington, Texas, and it was out of the way place. But we got some brisket. Oh my goodness!
Was it Franklin's? That's kind of world known in Arlington, Franklin's barbecue.
It could be. I don't remember the name of it.
That's in Austin, Texas, I believe.
Yeah, I know it was a small place, and I know that the line was out the door and around the corner. It was popular. It was good. It was really, really good.
Texas knows their barbecue. I want to get down there. We've never, other than flying in and getting another flight, we've never really stayed in Texas much. So that's on our bucket list to head to Texas and maybe catch a cruise out of Texas.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we love. In fact, even though we're in Washington, we consider Galveston as our home port because that's where we've done most of our cruising out of. Is there. So we enjoy cruising out of there. Although we'll be going to Miami next year. So we're getting on the Norwegian breakaway in May of next year.
Awesome.
So that is a flight. Wow.
Yep. All right. Well, we've got some questions. And so we're just going to dive into it. When and where did you guys meet?
Do you want to tell that story, Michelle? I'm known to talk too much. So she's an introvert. I'm an extrovert. So I'm going to let her tell the story and then I'll tell you the real story.
We met in 2002. We had both just gotten divorced. And we met at a club. Back
when I used to dance.
We could dance.
And I'll never forget AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long, the disco version of it. Is how I met her. But yeah, we met at a club, started dating. And then, within about a year and a half, year and a half, we got married after we'd both been married for 10 years. And now we've been married 20 plus years. So,
wow, very, very interesting.
Feels like yesterday.
Cindy and I both are divorced and remarried also to each other. So that's very, very cool. That seems to happen later in life.
That's when you wise up.
That's when you get smart.
People that can get married when they're 19, 20 years old and then be married 50 years. I have the utmost respect for them. Yes. But I was young and stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I do too. In fact, I was watching because the news just talked, Suzanne Summers just passed away, and they were talking about how her and her husband had been married for almost 50 years. And it's just like,
that's incredible,
especially in Hollywood to be married that long. It was so people that can do that, our generation and that that's not common versus, when my parents grew up and everything, and you stay together. So
well, that's like me and Michelle was talking about, a while back. Was like, I would hate to know I had to date now. I mean, I don't mean to, people have to date still, but like, it's just so different nowadays with cell phones and I don't know. It just seems so different now.
Yeah. It does. It really is.
Thank God I ain't got to do it again.
Exactly. That's how we talked about it, man. I don't know.
Each other and we're stuck together.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So, what attracted you to each other? What's the one thing that attracted each of you to each other?
Is this a PG-13, a G, or R-rated?
Well, it is getting dark out here. So.
It is after dark, right? This is after dark. So this was a lot of pounds ago for me.
Oh, me too.
Mine was, I remember what she was wearing. She was wearing black pants, a red sweater. She had long, straight blonde hair. And she just looked classy. In a club, if you can look classy, she looked classy. She didn't look cheap or anything else, like that. She carried herself well. I watched her from a distance for a while, wasn't creeping on her or anything, but she carried herself well.
Very
cool.
cool.
Of course, I thought Mike was attractive, but he had confidence. And yeah,
that was called liquid courage after about 4 beers.
He was very confident. He didn't act scared to approach me. And then he ended up saving me from someone that was stalking me. So
I got into a fight the first night. When I first went up to her, she wasn't drinking. She didn't drink. And I said, hey, she was there with her friend. And I said, can I get y'all a drink? And she said, I'll just take a water. So I went to the bar and I got a water. I think the other girl wanted a water too. Because she was a nurse, she can't drink and drive.
I was driving, so
she couldn't drink. She didn't drink and drive. So when I came back, another guy was there talking to her, and I was like, "Boy, he saw you leave, and he moved right on in on you." Well, then I set the drink down there, and I looked at her friend. I was about to walk off, and her friend was like, giving me the head nod, like, "Get rid of the guy." And I asked the guy politely, "Are you bothering him?" And he started mouthing back, and I said, "Listen, dude. If you're bothering her, we can take it." I can't remember what I said. We'll take it outside or something. And then she got upset and she ran to the bathroom. So I was like, man, this is not starting out well. But the guy came to his senses pretty quick because I was, 6'2" and 275, and I was solid. I did a lot of powerlifting, and I was, I could handle myself a lot better then than now.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to your YouTube journey. When and why did you start YouTube channel to begin with?
I think I started it without Michelle even knowing about it. Kind of alluding back to powerlifting. I mean, the first year YouTube came out, it was like 96, 97. Maybe it was 2006 or 2007. Maybe I'm 10 years off on that. Within a year of it starting up, I started a channel. And back then I did a lot of weightlifting, like I said earlier. And I did some competitive weightlifting up and down the East Coast. But I wanted to record myself weightlifting so I knew if I was going deep enough on my squats, if I was, locking out my bench press, all this stuff I did, So I started uploading contest videos. Didn't know how to type it in or anything. Back then, I think it was an AVI file that you uploaded. And it never really got big at all. It was just people within the gym genre, kind of hung out with each other. And then kind of just, be honest with you, kind of farted around with it for quite a few years. And then I bought a smoker, and I really got into smoking meat and cooking and barbecue and stuff. And I bought a reverse flow smoker, which when I looked on YouTube, you could not find any video. There was maybe one video on a reverse flow smoker. And I'd already put in to have one custom made out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So when I got it and came back and I started cooking with it, I kind of got the hang of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start videoing just me cooking and see how it goes. And then our #1 video on our channel still, and I can't delete it because it's got so many views on it, is one of the very first video really I consider I did, which when I go back and look at it now, it's horrible. But it's got 120-some thousand views on it, and it's kind of it's our biggest video on our channel. And then after we started catering and doing weddings and stuff like that, and then cooking, just showing how to cook different meat, barbecue, different types of barbecue, ribs, side items. Well, then we adopted our son, Anthony. We couldn't have kids, so we adopted. We went through foster care, and then we adopted our son, Anthony. And was like, well, you know what? This barbecue thing's just me. And it was called Luvy'S. It was called Mike Lovelace at first. Then Luvy'S Barbecue. That was the name of my barbecue business. And then I said, you know what? We as a family we need to record stuff for Anthony because we're much older than him. We was 40 when we adopted him.
I was not.
Okay, he was 39 3/4. But we said we need something there because when we get older, you know, we could give him the old movie videos. Well, let's just put it on YouTube. So we changed the name. I remember being in the shower and Michelle was getting ready and I was getting ready. I said, let's call it Luvy'S Fat Life. And the fat stands for, and it's just a play on us too, or me, food and travel. And she said, no, absolutely not. And then by the next 2 or 3 days, she was like, you know what? That's kind of sticking on me a little bit. And then the way I spell Luvy'S is different because in high school, there was a Steve Miller song, and it says lovey-dovey all the time. And I saw my coach trip, and he about fell. And then he said right in front of about 70 guys in the locker room, well, you think that's real funny, don't you, lovey-dovey? So all through high school, my sophomore year on, I got nicknamed Lovey. So we changed it to Luvy'S Fat Life. And then the pandemic hit. So then for the next 2 years, we'd only went on 1 or 2 cruises prior to the pandemic. A couple, we may have been 2, 3 or 4, I don't know. But we then for 2 years focused on food again and the Smoky Mountains because we live about 3.5 hours away from the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee and North Carolina. And then we went after that, the last 2.5 years, we've been doing nothing but cruising. So we're eventually going to do other things other than cruising. But last year we had 4 cruises lined up. We got 4 for this year. Actually got 5. And we're just trying to do it as, you know, just have fun doing it. Our thing's about document it for Anthony. And the other big thing is information. When we go and look at a ship like the Celebration, I want to see other videos that other people do. And can they answer the questions I have? And that's what we kind of do in our videos. We want to try to provide information for people that are just new into it. Or our big thing is food part of it. We document our eating different restaurants on the ship, and if we like it, if we don't, if Anthony likes it or not. It's just kind of how we started.
Yeah, and that's what I really like about your channel is the honesty. You're going to tell the good along with the bad, which makes it, you know, more real. You know, you're not just you're not, you know, paid by the cruising channel, you know, the cruise line or whatever. You're going to tell how the way it is, or the way you see it anyways.
Well, Bruce, I remember a video a couple of years ago I watched on somebody, not mention no names, and I watched this video for somebody, and they got to the very end of it, and they were talking about how they love this restaurant on a ship and all this. And then at the end of the video, they said that it was comped to them ahead of time to go try this restaurant out. And I thought to myself, I will never do that. And if I did do that, I would say it up front, but still give my honest opinion. So we pay for all of our cruises. We pay for all of our meals. Yeah. We don't want nothing for free. If we don't like something, we don't let them give it back to us for free or give us the meal free. I want to be able to give my honest opinion on something. And again, it's opinion. What I might like may be different what she likes, may be different from somebody in Washington or California or New York or Michigan or Florida. It's all opinions. So,
yeah. Very cool. And now Carnival is the only cruise line that you've cruised so far, correct?
Correct.
Till February. Now, February, we're going out on Celebrity. We can't wait to try that out.
Oh, very, very cool. So you're trying a complete different line, just not a cruise line.
We're not Carnival snobs. Our son at a young age had a lot of behavioral issues, and then he had to go through therapy and stuff. But he's been straight for a long time now.
Yeah, long time.
But with Carnival, he got used to their kids program. So he'd like to go there. When we would go on the cruise ship, he'd say, hey, can I go to Camp Ocean? We'd say, sure. This is mommy and daddy time. We'll take you to Camp Ocean while we go do something else. And he was a creature of habit. So we just stuck with Carnival because he was so used to it. Plus,
they have a good program.
Yeah, and Charleston's only, and at the time, I don't know if it's still the same way or not. At the time when we first started cruising, everybody that worked in the Carnival's children program had a master's degree in children's education on every ship. Now, that may have changed since the pandemic. I don't know, but it was that way prior to before the pandemic. But our son loved the kids program. Now he's at the age that you can't get him in there. He'd rather go back to the room and
play on his phone,
order pizza, get his phone out or something.
Yeah, yeah. to quick check out and I saw a lot of people come in, so sorry if we miss you. And if anyone does have a question for Michelle and Mike, just put question and then answer it. Ross does say that the possible cruise, the only possible cruise ship barbecue that he's had is on Oasis, but he said that can also vary. So let's see. So here's a question, and some of these are going to be tips that you might be able to give people, but here's one. How early do you guys have the celebration coming up this week? Are you guys already packed?
I've got Mike packed.
So you packed for Mike?
Yes.
Yeah, man, I don't pack none of my stuff. I mean, it's like she takes. I mean, it's something agreement we've done. She takes care of the clothes. I take care of outside of the house. I try to do the dishes a little more than often. I don't do them all the time, but when it comes to cruising, I take care of all the vlogging stuff.
And I take care of the
rest. And she takes care of everything else.
So my clothes and Anthony's clothes are in piles, not in the suitcase yet, but we're close.
I do like the way you guys. I think you had a packing video out a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago or a year ago.
Yep.
I remember watching your wife. His wife packs the clothes by what day they wear the stuff. Like the bottoms, the shirt, the underwear, the panties. I mean, I wouldn't have the underwear and panties. I'd have the underwear, not panties. Well, I mean the bras. But she packs them all each day and then stacks them. I mean, I like that. I was like, wow,
that's very impressive.
Yep, she does, and so I kind of follow her example. But she does. She takes each day and figures out, okay, I'm going to wear this today. This is what I'm going to wear for dinner. This is what I'm going to wear this day, and she puts them, and she also puts them in the order that she's going to put on her clothes.
Very organized.
And then that's the way she puts them in the packing cubes. So do you guys use packing cubes? That's
for some things we do, not for everything though. For like toiletries and like the Clorox wipes and all like the
bathroom stuff together, then like
the towel clips, all the little accessory kind of stuff. I'll put those in packing cubes. Medications, I'll put those all in a packing cube.
So this is the first cruise we're trying to get down to 2 suitcases.
So it's big suitcases.
It's 2 big suitcases. Now we're bad about taking 3 suitcases, like the biggest one, the middle one, and the small one. This time we went ahead and just bought another big one, the biggest one they have. And we're flying with Southwest. Bags it's included, so you don't have to pay extra fee for that. So that's a mistake too that she did one time, that we was 3 pounds over and had to pay $100 for 3 pounds.
And I'll never hear the end of it.
No, you won't. But we it was the fastest $100 for 3 pounds. I mean, but yeah, we're trying to get down to 2 suitcases for this trip to Miami. So
I'm going to do my best.
We're going to have to weigh them, make sure they're not over 50 pounds, and then leave another pound and 2 in there for souvenirs you bring back. But we're going to try to. If it's close, we'll just go with the 3rd one. I just hate carrying 3 things of luggage to the airport, because then you got Anthony going, well, I don't know what I'm wearing. It's just easier if you can get it down to 2.
Yeah. So our last one, I think, when we first started as newbies, we brought 4 suitcases. Wow. Plus a backpack and that. And so,
that's not including the backpacks. We all got 3, got a backpack
we all have one.
And she's got a pocketbook or like a beach bag if she fills up.
Yeah, well, that's what Cindy does too. She has this big bag that becomes her purse, so she puts her purse in there and all little things that she needs, because you can have a personal item plus a backpack or a carry-on. So yeah, but that's what we use. Our last one, we thought we were doing good, because we did get down to, I think we got down to 3 suitcases.
Okay.
I don't know if we could get down any more than that, because we have 1 suitcase that's nothing but stuff that we use for the cabin to make it more comfortable for us.
Yeah.
We have our clips, and we have our magnet hooks and all sorts of stuff that we use. And our fan and all that kind of stuff. Plus, if we're going to do snorkeling, then we have our own snorkel gear, because we don't want I don't want to use an excursion snorkel gear.
We do the same
We do
thing.
too.
In fact, we're going this one right here last night. I was going through the bedroom and she had the snorkel mask and the full face mask snorkel, and she's like, "Are we taking it or not?" And I was like, "Since we're going back out in February," I said, "This time let's just, if we get in the ocean somewhere, we won't snorkel this time." Normally, that's one of our favorite things to do, snorkel. That's mine and her favorite thing to do is snorkel. We absolutely. Anthony had a bad experience where his full face mask was leaking. So now he's terrified it's going to fill up water again. And we got to get him out of that. And he doesn't know how to swim either. Well, you're right. Well, he can swim, but he's not the best swimmer. He's not confident. And so that's something we if we know that we're going, like in February, it's just her and I going on the cruise. We're going to snorkel for sure.
Yeah, that's Cindy and I. That we try to, but I don't know if we're going to do it this time. At least try to snorkel on one of the port days. We absolutely love it, and we have seen some of the most, especially out in. I want to say it was out. I think. Oh yeah, Roatan. Some of the most beautiful colored fish and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that when we did our first Mexican Riviera cruise, we went when we were in Cabo San Lucas, we did a snorkeling, and it was cool because where the guy dropped us off at, he happened to drop us off right in the middle of a school of fish.
Oh, wow.
It was the coolest thing. I'm underneath with the GoPro taking pictures, and all of a sudden I saw this shadow coming towards me, and as I got closer, then I realized what it was like. Felt like 100 fish came swimming right through me. It was the coolest.
That's awesome.
It was a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, Scott with Controversial Cruising is in the house, and he says that laugh from Michelle tells it all.
Yeah, she wears her feelings on her face. So if you ever meet her in person or even on our live shows, if something, she can't hide it. She's not a poker player, that's for sure.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. And everyone, again, I'm sorry if I don't notice you. We do want to spend this time with Mike and Michelle, and we're asking a lot of questions. So if you do have a question, please put question and ask it. So you do. So that was one of my questions: is how many suitcases you are trying to get down to 2 this time, which is awesome. So when you're picking your cabin, do you have a favorite spot on the ship that you like to have?
I love it in the aft. Aft to me on Carnival ships. Aft is where it's at, because us being foodies, you just go straight up the elevator to 8, 9, 10, wherever you want to, where the food's at. I like that little rocking in the back of the ship of the aft. It kind of rocks me to sleep a little bit. I know some people that bothers them.
Now on the Celebration, we've changed it up a little bit.
In Celebration, this is the first time we've ever done this, but we're actually in the middle of the ship. We've always been in that for almost every cruise, right?
At least close to it.
The only one that I think the Carnival Horizon, we were middle to forward because we had a cove balcony room. No, were we in the back?
I think we
were in the back of that one too.
I think so.
But yeah, this is the first time we got kind of have, we're getting a little bit older. Our knees don't hold up as much as they used to.
And we're set in our ways.
So on this Carnival Celebration, we did pick midship.
Yeah.
And we did get an ocean suite this time. So
it's Anthony's birthday. So
yeah, our son's turning 13. He's gonna be a teenager. So we were going to do a regular balcony, which would have been about $1,000, $1,500 cheaper. But he's like, "Oh, I only turned 13 once, Dad, and I really want that room, and I want that extra TV, and I want that blah blah blah."
And he's spoiled.
And we said, "Okay, Anthony, it's your birthday, 13th birthday cruise." So we got an ocean suite, so that he kind of has his own little separate private area in the room.
Oh, very cool. So we normally do the midship because I always thought that you would feel a lot more of the motion either in the forward or the aft. And so, now we've never had seasickness issues, and we always take Dramamine starting the night before the cruise, and then we always take it every night. But we've always enjoyed the middle because we really don't feel the ship at all. But that's interesting. Maybe we'll have to try the aft one time because we
like that little rocking, because when you lay in the bed and you feel it just move just enough, kind of like a little baby being rocked to sleep. Now, some people we've probably been on the Carnival Sunshine more than any other ship. Some people say that ship rocks a lot. I don't notice it, but like our friends Josh and Michelle of Adventures Ahead, they'll say that's the rockiest ship I've ever been on. I don't think it is, but
it doesn't bother us.
It doesn't bother us. Now, I will admit, when we went for 2 years with my job and her job, they wouldn't allow us to cruise during the pandemic. So we couldn't cruise it, even if we wanted to. We had to cancel about 3 or 4 cruises, I believe.
Well, some were canceled for us.
Some were canceled for us, and some we had to because of our jobs. And but when I first started back cruising after a 2-year delay, I did get a little bit of wooziness. So I had to start taking the Dramamine again. We usually take it a day or 2 prior, and we'll take it at nighttime when I take the rest of my medicine, and then it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, we had learned that trick, and we've it's what we do. It just becomes a habit, and we enjoy it because we've never had the seasickness issue at all once. So if it works, it works. Paul says that you have corrupted Michelle.
I have. Yeah, I definitely have, Paul. I'm not going to deny it.
Let's see. Let's see. So, what about activities on the ship? Are there any certain activities that you look forward to doing when you're on a ship, or do you just kind of go with the flow, or is there something that you're getting ready to go on the celebration? Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you're looking special to that to do on that cruise ship?
Well, I'm over 275 weight, so I can't do a lot of the fun stuff I'd love to do. That's a goal of mine in 2024. It's not going to be in 2023. Is to get some of this weight off and get down below the 275 so I can do some fun stuff. But our son, believe it or not, if I was a kid, I'd love to have been on that water slide and stuff like that. He doesn't really care about all that.
We are going to ride the boat. Anthony and I are going to ride the boat.
Those two are going to ride the boat, which I would too if I could, weight-wise. But we like the casino. We like the arcade. Michelle and Anthony
drags me to the shows.
Yeah, Michelle and them, they do the shows. I used to do them, but we've been on the same ship so many times. Carnival was the same shows over. Now this ship has got a lot of new shows, so we may try the shows out this time a little more than what we normally do. Anthony loves them though.
He does.
We like the casino. I'm a big. I think you can say the same thing. We love just to have a couple drinks and listen to the music and people watch. I love listening to music. I like all genres of music. I like the old school stuff. I like the blues. I'm not a big fan of the violins. I think it's creepy. It reminds me of the Titanic going down. But other than that, when they're doing AC/DC on violins, I can deal with that, or Metallica. We like to just have a few drinks and listen to music, and we like to eat. So it's our jobs are so pressure filled now with our current jobs, with her being a nurse, and I work in a distribution center, which is very fast paced. We just like to chill. That's the biggest thing we like to do.
And thankfully, we have a chill kid, and he likes to just chill too.
Yeah, he'll sit right there with us, and he'll get him a virgin pina colada and
listen to the music.
He's an old school at heart kid, and he likes the old school music too. So,
and then when 9 o'clock rolls around, he's ready to go to bed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Danny from Griswold Fan Vacay says that they have real barbecue.
What state is he from?
I believe he's Oklahoma.
Oh.
No, he's got that Blake Shelton barbecue. It ain't no real barbecue. Danny.
And so so one thing we're going to be on is this your first Excel ship then? Excel class will be so we're going to be on the Jubilee in February, and one thing I'm really looking forward to, because Carnival's all that we have cruised until we do Norwegian next year. is the new shows that they have on the Excel class that they don't have on the other ones. I'm really looking forward to some of that stuff and seeing that, really looking forward to seeing the new layout versus what I know some people haven't liked them, but I'm really interested in looking at it because it seems really classy and like.
Yeah, we're gonna go into it with open. We go from the Sunshine as one of our favorite ships, which is the oldest ship in the fleet. Used to be the Destiny for Carnival,
but it's very quaint.
To the newest one at the time, the Jubilee's coming out, going to be newer, but I like the Horizon's our favorite ship.
Yeah,
we really love the Horizon, and we've already booked another cruise for it in 2025. But I'm going to be open minded to this. Some of the videos I see, I don't know if I like the way they have that open area for the shows, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of seating there. But
right,
I've heard from a couple of people. I think even Coach Cruz brought this up. One of his videos, he said, don't do it on the first day, go the second or third day for the same show. And so we'll try to do some of those tips. We listen to a lot of cruising stuff. I don't hardly watch other than sports. It's pretty much YouTube videos all the time is all we watch. So
yeah, we're the same.
We're writing down tips. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's what we've been doing, watching the because we're going to be on the Jubilee in February. Is what we've been watching a lot of Mardi Gras and Celebration to kind of get an idea. I know there's some differences, but for the most part, they're going to be the same type of ships. So we're really excited about that. Our favorite ship is actually the Miracle.
We've been on Miracle. Mm-hmm.
The decor of the Miracle, we love. I think it was Dr. Frankenstein's club, dance club.
That's the one that's got the purple. Is that the one with the purple grapes and stuff in the main dining room? Yeah.
Yep.
One of our favorite rooms we've had is on the an extended aft balcony room on the Miracle.
Mm-hmm. It was nice.
That's what got us really hooked on an aft room. Was that aft balcony extended was a really big balcony out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we tried an extended aft balcony on the Sunshine, didn't like it at all.
We were so disappointed.
But the Miracle, we love the older ships. I mean, they got a little bit, I don't know, it's just something about them. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. We like, and we would go sit there at the Gatsby's Garden, I think it's called, or Gatsby's Garden. And I mean, you can sit there, have a cup of coffee or a drink, and look out at the OJ. We love that area on that ship. So, how about dining? Are you MDR people, specialty dining, or buffet?
Definitely not buffet.
Definitely not buffet. Now, breakfast, I can deal with buffet breakfast. Right. I like the omelet station because I can get usually my go-to at the buffet is an omelet and a bagel. I mean, you can't mess that up. They're pretty good. Buffet, I've ate there 2 or 3 times, and I just cannot deal with the buffet.
The only thing that we get on the buffet is funfetti cheesecake on the first day.
Yeah, and then I don't know if they still have that on the XL class ships or not because I heard they don't. I don't know. Really? I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out and see. But we do like the funfetti cheesecake on the embarkation day. I would say we started out MDR and then we kind of more specialty now. So, I mean, for the $18 that it costs for the meal, to me, like a Kachina's or a Gigi's, which is on the Sunshine. Now, this ship coming up with the Celebration, there's a lot of specialty included though that normally you'd pay on another ship. So we're really looking forward to number one, Shaq's Chicken.
Yes.
Can't wait to. I mean, yeah. And then my son, he could eat blue iguana twice a day.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's nobody probably eats a blue iguana more than him on a cruise ship.
Every single day.
We're actually talking about. I talked to him about this the other day, and he's all for it. So we'll see how he feels on this. But like Sharing at Seas, you had Matthew would do the pizza reviews. Anthony for years has been eating blue iguana like crazy. I'm like, Anthony, you need to be the blue iguana kid. Give your reviews of the blue iguana for breakfast and lunch. Get some different. I said, could you do that? He's, oh yeah, I can do that.
He's not getting anything different.
No, he'll get the same chicken and same, corn salsa on it. But so we made we may start a little segment with him on every cruise we go on where he tries out Blue Iguana for a couple of days and he gives his opinion on it. So,
oh, that would be cool. That'd be awesome. Is there anything special that you guys cannot go without that you take for your cabin? Anything that, that you guys make sure that on every cruise you're taking to make your cabin more comfortable, more workable, more usable?
Yes, the plug-in strips that have the USB and the plug-ins. We have to have those.
Yeah, this new ship's going to have more USB, but still we'll take one. We'll take one with us. Some ships the older ships, we take two of them. Magnets, you mentioned it earlier.
Yes.
I'm a hat guy.
Books, yes.
So I'll bring 6 to 10 hats, and I put all of them on one wall, and every day I pick a different hat out. The new one that you started having to take is the CPAP machine.
Yes.
So that's something that we have to have.
Yeah.
That's something that you don't
bring my extension cord.
Something that we take every time and we've never used, maybe we used it one time, is the chair clips. I don't know how many times we've taken chair clips and not used them. Another thing we take every time is, we may need to go to the dollar store to get this, is the hair bonnet things. Yeah. Shower caps.
Yes, put shoes in.
We take our shoes and put the shoes, double them up in the shower cap, and we put that in a plastic bag too, so that we don't get sand and dirt on our clothes when we're traveling.
Something else that we usually take is a small one of those little flexible coolers, and we have our room stored. Put ice in it every day.
Yeah, collapsible cooler we always take,
and we can put our soft drinks in there.
And a solar charger, so that if you're out on the Lido deck or you go to the beach for the day, you can take the solar charger with you.
Yes.
Let it, grab the sun, the solar, and then you can plug up all your batteries, your phones, and all that kind of stuff with it.
Yeah, we love those. We love those towel clips because they are a lifesaver when you are on the Lido deck and you have your towel on the chair to make sure your towel's not blowing away or whatever.
Yeah.
That's one thing we don't do a lot of is spend time on the Lido deck.
Not to sit out in the chairs.
I mean, if we go up to Lido deck, it's usually for the sail away or something like that. We don't lay out in the sun a lot. We did early on when Anthony would go to the water park, but we do go back out at nighttime, like to watch a movie or enjoy the breeze at nighttime on the ship. But we don't spend a lot of time.
It's usually so crowded, and you can't get any seats.
That's what worries me about the celebration is the 6,000 people on there. That really concerns me because we've been even on the Sunshine Horizon where you can't get on the Lido deck. No. It's so crowded, and that worries me about the celebration. Is it going to be so crowded you can't hardly walk? I mean, we're going to go into it open-minded.
And we're going to let y'all know.
Yeah, and if it's not for us, it's just not for us. We'll go back down to the smaller ships.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. What is one thing that you guys wish that you knew when you first started cruising that you do know now that you would like to pass along to some new cruisers? I know we have some people in the chat that have not cruised before. So what's something that you would like to pass along of something you wish you knew when you first started cruising, you know now that you learned over time?
That's a good one.
Go into it to have a good time and not be pressured to follow an agenda exactly.
Yeah, and then I know a lot of people make fun of me for getting so many vlogs out of a cruise.
Yes, we do make fun of it.
Even my family makes fun of me of that. I think you have to, this is my opinion for vloggers. And even if you're videoing for your family and you're not going to put a vlog up on it, is I always say you vlog with a purpose. So always way ahead of time, I have every vlog I'm going to do in my phone in a note section. I already have the folders on my computer set up in my external hard drive. And when we do the food part of it, it's always the beginning of the meal. Mm-hmm. And then we set everything down and we enjoy our meal together. It's not like I'm sitting here vlogging for 25, 30 minutes while we're eating. Now, you may see me walking through the ship like this, just vlogging away. But all I do is at the end of the night, I take everything in that file and I drop it over by the day or the folder inside of it. So don't get so caught up behind the camera that you miss out on your vacation, and that if you can't get to it, you just can't get to it. And what else we got, Michelle? Take Pepto-Bismol.
Yes.
Pepto-Bismol is your friend. I always take a swig of it right before I go into a port. You just never know when it's going to hit you. And
maybe TMI.
Yeah, too much information for you. Pepto is your friend.
Pepto is your friend. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, do you guys, before we move on, because we're getting close out of time, but do you guys, out of all the cruises you've been on, do you have a favorite cruise director that you have cruised with?
Well, it's kind of funny because I don't know. I've never really asked Michelle this. I'm not really a cruise director person. I know a lot of people like, I can't believe you said that, Mike. We had a guy named Frankie that was on the Miracle. Was great. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was there. And Anthony was one of his first 2 or 3 cruises, so he's doing the boop, give him a bump all the time. And then he told Anthony, he said, if you come back and dance at the 80s party or whatever, he says, I'll give you a ship on the stick, which is one of the ones back here. And he remembered Anthony. Anthony went up to him afterwards. He said, oh yeah, I told you I was going to give you a ship on the stick. I'm not a big, it's not that I'm not a fan of a cruise director, because I know how they can hype everybody up, but it doesn't make or break me. I could take them or leave them. I don't, it doesn't, just put some music on there in an 80s party. I can go out there and have a fun time by myself. Or I'm not saying I don't like them. They don't make my cruise. I mean, I'm not going to let.
But as a parent, when someone makes your kid happy.
Yeah, Frankie really made our kid. Yeah.
That Anthony is memorable to us.
Any cruise director that spends more time with, people that are handicapped or special needs or small kids, I'm totally for that. Like a lot of ships we've been on with Carnival, they have the Dr. Seuss breakfast with the Dr. Seuss character, and they're out there playing with the kids and stuff. And I think that's really great. But like this ship we're going on, I know Lee, I've seen interviews with Coach Cruz and some other people with Lee and Cookie and some of those other ones. And I mean, that's great. That's what their channel likes doing. And that's, there's a big following for that, because some people really pick the ship based off the cruise director.
Right.
That's just not who we are. You won't see an interview with Lee or Cookie on our channel.
You won't see us following them around.
Yeah.
No, I mean, nothing wrong with that if you do that. It's
not at all.
It's just not us.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the cruise director, for us anyways, cruise director is nice. And with Carnival, talking to people that's been on other cruise lines, the cruise director really is a lot more personable than a lot of other cruise lines. But they're just like, we don't cruise for the cruise director. It's always
we don't either.
Most of the time it's the itinerary we pick, but then the ship beyond that. But yeah, we don't ever figure out who's the cruise director before we go cruising. All right.
I mean, sometimes, in my opinion, they can kind of get annoying when you're trying to get ready and all of a sudden you hear it come over the thing. And you're like trying to stop what you're doing to hear what they're saying. And I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. They make a lot of announcements.
They do.
A lot of announcements. All right. Well, moving away from cruising for a little bit, you have another channel that is based on horror movies. You want to talk about that one a little bit?
Yeah. That channel is called Real Dead. We started it out as Must See Before You Die. And how that channel started out was it's Josh Holstead from Adventures Ahead and myself started it up about 13 months ago. And what happened was it was in the cruising community. We was talking, and next thing you know, somebody says, hey, I like horror movies. And you're like, oh, I like horror movies. And what's your favorite? What's yours? What's scary movie? What do you like? Blah, blah, blah. So about 13 months ago, I mean, everything we do for Luvy'S Fat Life, Real Dead, Carolina Blue Smoke Barbecue, all 3 channels, It's a stress reliever and fun to me. I'm not doing it to make money. I'm not doing it to sell anything. I do have a lot of gimmicks sometimes. I pick about that, but I sell everything at almost the cost. You know, the T-shirts, the markup's like 3%. So on a $20 T-shirt, I might make 60 cents on it. It's all for fun. So Real Dead's the same way. I mean, we do horror movie reviews, trailer reactions, and then we have collectibles. Like Josh has collectibles that he's collected. I have some that I have. We just recently started going to horror conventions, and we're going to probably go to another one in November in Atlanta. It's just fun. It's just a fun thing. Don't take it serious. We are proud though. Yesterday we hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday, so we're proud about that. But it's just pure fun. A bunch of opinions, just like the food part of it. It's all opinions.
Yeah, absolutely. That is awesome. And by the way, you guys just hit 6,000 on Luvy'S Fat Life last week. So congratulations.
We did. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Hard to believe.
It's hard. It is hard to believe, and we're just blessed. I mean, we got a lot of, the sunshine's been good to us. We went on that cruise ship 3 times. I probably got 80 or 90 vlogs on it. It's ridiculous, but and then I also help on another sunshine page called Carnival Sunshine Behind the Lens, and that's got like 4,000 members in it now on that Facebook group. So that's helped our YouTube channel as well, to be honest with you. Also, any creator that has cruised on the Sunshine can post their vlogs in that Facebook group. But
and then we have just very loyal people that come and see us every week, and we just love them. I mean,
we're humble. We don't care if there's 5 people in there, if there's 55. We're just there to talk to people, have a good time, and don't take life so serious all the time. There's too much stuff in our jobs and everything else to be so serious about everything. It's about having fun and relationships. That's like this group cruise coming up. There's a lot of these channels that we've watched for the last 3, 4, 5 years. Or even people that don't have channels that have been in our groups or been on other, like your live show tonight, like the Cruising Koozies in here. We're going to see them. Destination Fun. We're going to see them. And you haven't met them, and you finally get to put a face with a name and see them in person, and we can't wait for it. And
absolutely, that's what I'm so looking forward to on the one that we're at on the Booze Cruise. Is we're gonna get to meet Josh and Chastity from the Moonlight Adventures for the first time live. Kurt and Marsha, Journey with the Gingers, SCT Adventures, and I mean it could go on and on. The Clocks. I mean,
Journey with the Gingers was on our very first live show.
Yes, they were.
So we have a special place in our heart for Journey with the Gingers, Lori.
Yeah,
and yeah, they were on our very first live show. They pull for Clemson, but other than that, they're all right.
Yeah. There's so many. I don't even want to start mentioning everybody because I'll miss somebody. But yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. So I know there's a lot of great people that are going on your cruise. You got, I think, Captain Billy J's on your cruise.
Well, I know he's been on your channel before, but we don't associate with Billy J. No, he's actually on that ship right now, and he's giving everybody here in the group, the non-group group cruise, he's giving them the heads up ahead of time. What's going on this week for next week? He's already telling us what night the parties are and what night. So yeah, Billy J's a great guy. I can't wait to meet him and Danny and. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many good people in the cruising community. The cruising community overall is a really tight group. And then even some of the ones like you see, like our first travel agents was Jenny, with Tony and Jenny, with Lolita Loca. And, that was 5 years ago or whatever it was. And you just see them, back when they had 500 in their group. And then you see them now, they got 200-some thousand subscribers on YouTube. But there's channels like that you've met along the way that it doesn't matter how big they are or how small they are. They're fun people. And we can't wait to meet the people on this non-group cruise.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So now let's go back. Michelle, you started doing some videos about murder mysteries on cruise ships. How did you get interested in that? How did that all get started? And when are we going to see some more?
Yes.
So we were actually on a Tinder, and we were all smashed in there like sardines. And this girl in front of us was talking to her mother, and they were just talking about cruise ships. And the mom looked over to us and she said, my daughter researches every cruise ship and any crimes, murders, anything that's ever happened on that ship before we get on. So on the way home, the light bulb came on and we were talking about it. Yeah. So I was like, I should do that.
But Michelle loves that. I mean, she listens to podcasts, true crime all the time. Anyway.
I do love it. So I enjoyed it, but my life gets in the way.
She'll be a full-time vlogger. I mean, I don't know if it's going to take the nurse's pay, but
my life gets in the way. With a almost 13-year-old, a full-time job, trying to take care of 3 rescued crazy dogs, and it's just a lot.
Yeah,
but I will put another one out.
Yeah, we have a lot of people ask us about that, and that's probably one of the number one questions for our channel is when Michelle going to do another vlog. And she puts a lot of research in it. It's not like coming on here and doing a 10-minute video, just a talking point video. I mean, she does a lot of research. She probably puts 6 to 10, 12 hours in on one video, just the research on it. And then she's a perfectionist, so she'll do like 5 takes on it.
At least.
And then I go back and edit it. So it's a lot of work to it, but I do think that Meg says raising me too. Can you believe that?
Meg, you're absolutely right. He is a lot of work.
I'm a lot.
He is. He's special.
Yeah, but I watching yours, it's kind of like Cindy really gets into these mystery books and stuff like that. And you're waiting for the next chapter and the next chapter. So you see the 2 and you're waiting for the next one now. And it's been like 10 months since when's the next one?
All right, I will work on that. When I get back, I'll work on it.
But I hear you. It's not easy. This thing in YouTube, that's why it takes us, with our panorama video series. I mean, we did the panorama back in April, and I am just now putting the last ones together. Between having a full-time job and trying to do YouTube, I am the worst when it comes to editing and trying to get things up. It's crazy.
I tell you, what was cool though, about only 2 or 3 weeks ago, Michelle, the video she did on the millionaire that was part of Tiffany, and it was Israel she was part of.
Yes, she was from Israel. Yeah.
That lady passed away on the Pride. Wasn't it Pride?
I can't remember.
I think it was the Pride, but we're going on the Pride next October. Yeah. So she saw that. We found out about it, so she did the thing on it. Well, just about 3 weeks ago, a crew member saw that video and reached out to us on our channel and said, hey, just FYI, I'm the one that found the purse and turned the purse in, and a couple of my coworkers are the ones that went and told the security to come. So I messaged them back. I said, hey, if you ever want to come on the show, come on the show. We'd love to talk to you. Now, I don't know what, how well their English is or nationality, but it gave me cold chills when I read that.
That was awesome.
That person said, hey, I found this on YouTube, and I'm the one that found the purse and turned it in, and I worked for Carnival. And I was like, wow, that's cool.
Oh my goodness. That is, and that's crazy.
And that's the one thing about Michelle's videos is we always include who to call and contact if you know something about it, a crime that happened on the ship. So, I mean, hopefully that helps. We're not doing it to get a bunch of views and make money off of the thing. I mean,
no, I really do like true crime.
So we're hoping that somebody may see a video and like, you know what, I was on that cruise and I did see this and I did blah, blah. So maybe they could help solve a crime. That's the goal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on. This has been a fantastic hour, and I greatly appreciate you guys coming on, sharing your story. This has been fantastic. I'm sorry for everyone in the chat that I didn't recognize you all, but I really wanted to get this going, and there's been a lot of great comments. I've been seeing them, trying to highlight them. So thank you everyone for participating in the chat, and thank you Mike and Michelle for coming on. I greatly appreciate you and can't wait to see your vlogs from the celebration.
Well, thank you, Bruce. Said hello.
Before we get out, do you guys ever go live from the cruise ships? Do you ever do that?
We've done it one time, and then the quality usually with the internet is so bad that it ends up, you can hear people but you can't see something. We may or may not on the celebration go live on Facebook or something, but I doubt it.
It will be very impromptu.
Yeah, if we did, it was probably after 4 or 5 drinks, and we decided, yeah, let's do it. No, it's probably not. I doubt we'll do it though.
Well, we will look forward to your 40 vlogs coming out of the celebration. So
you underestimate me. My goal's 50.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you guys again.
All right,
thank you so much.
Thanks everyone in the chat. Have a good evening.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for coming in. That was awesome. And I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank again, Mike and Michelle, for coming on and spending the hour with us. Thank you, everyone. Everyone have a wonderful evening. And make sure you go over to Nautical Nurse Nancy and do #O2ORay. Let her know that we sent you her way. She's another one, I believe, that's on the non-cruise. And I think they're talking about that on her live tonight. So make sure you go over and show her some love, and make sure if you haven't done it that you go to Luvy'S Fat Life, subscribe to them there, watch the videos, go to Real Dead, and that's REEL Dead, and subscribe there. If you are into horror movies and horror things, it's an awesome channel. And if you're into food, go check out Luvy'S. I believe it's Carolina Barbecue, something like that. So go over and check them out on Facebook. Also, go over and follow them on all their social media. So thank you everyone for coming in tonight, and you guys have a wonderful evening. And until next time, happy travels. We will see you out there.